Caitlin Clark just landed another incredible endorsement. This time it's with Stanley Cups. God.
The truth about Caitlin Clark's new Stanley deal is so insane that it's making billion-dollar sneaker companies sweat. What I'm about to show you has been developing behind the scenes for months, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why a simple water cup just completely changed the future of sports marketing forever. This story is exploding across the internet, but everyone is missing the secret strategy that made this the most successful athlete endorsement of the year, and it has nothing to do with basketball. Stay until the end, because the evidence I uncovered will blow your mind. The official story they want you to believe started with a simple photo shoot. Caitlin Clark, smiling, holding a few custom-colored Stanley Cups. A nice clean brand deal for the WNBA's biggest star. But what was really happening behind closed doors was a calculated corporate invasion into a market nobody thought she could touch. This wasn't just an endorsement, it was a hostile takeover of consumer culture, using a $40 water bottle as the primary weapon. And the first shots were fired the second those photos hit the internet.
Still at will maintaining to land deals is, legendary. And not to mention, she still got to deal with Gatorade as well. So for her to land this Stanley deal is just, I know a lot of people talk about her agent not being there for her agent doing all these things. I gotta give it to her agent, bro. Now, granted, would Caitlin Clark be getting these deals if she didn't have her agent? Probably. But she still got to give we still got to give some credit to the agent. This is a nice cup here. I don't think I ever seen one like that. This is legendary right here. And Caitlin looks super happy to have this deal as well.
Here's where it gets absolutely insane. While everyone was focused on the pastel colors of the cups in her Indiana Fever-themed collection, the real story was unfolding on Stanley's internal servers. Newly leaked reports show that the moment Clark's collaboration was teased, site traffic didn't just spike, it multiplied. We're talking double-digit increases in traffic before a single product was even available for pre-order. This wasn't just hype, it was a digital stampede, triggered by a single athlete who hadn't played a game in weeks. But wait, it gets worse for their competitors. Stanley was already a cultural phenomenon. People were lining up outside Target at 4 a.m. for limited edition colors, and the resale market was treating these cups like rare sneakers, with prices hitting triple digits. They already had a cult following. But adding Caitlin Clark was like pouring gasoline on a raging fire. She didn't just bring her basketball fans, she brought a level of market-moving power that brands usually only dream of, proving her influence now stretches far beyond the court and into every suburban household in America. What happened next still gives me chills. The 5-piece collection, a masterfully crafted set including everything from a giant jug to a travel tumbler, went live. The colors were a genius touch. Fever Navy, Iowa Gold, a subtle map of her iconic career. Fans weren't just buying one cup, they were trying to collect the entire set. Within hours, retail partners reported catastrophic shortages. Online pre-orders were maxed out. And almost instantly, eBay and StockX were flooded with listings for Clark's cups, marked up 2, 3, even 4 times the retail price. This wasn't a product launch, it was a market frenzy. This is the part that nobody saw coming. The conversation completely shifted. For decades, the ultimate measure of an athlete's cultural impact was a signature shoe. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, their empires were built on sneakers. But Caitlin Clark just hijacked that entire playbook. She created sneakerhead levels of hype, resale value, and collector obsession for drinkware. Forums that usually debated the merits of Jordan 1s were now filled with people desperately trying to secure a Caitlin Clark tumbler. She didn't just sign a deal, she single-handedly made a water bottle the new status symbol in sports. And of course, just as the sales receipts started piling up, the haters came running. The same tired arguments surfaced online. Why is she getting all these deals? It's just a cup. She doesn't deserve this. But here's the devastating problem for every single one of those critics. The cash register doesn't care about your opinion. While they were complaining, Stanley was moving more product in a single week than some brands do in a quarter. The only variable that changed was Caitlin Clark's name. You can scream overhyped from the rooftops, but the market has already declared a winner. The real story starts here. This success was no accident. What I discovered in Stanley's strategy proves this was a calculated move. They didn't just slap her logo on a cup. They analyzed her fan base with terrifying precision. They knew her audience: moms who followed her Iowa journey, college students who see her as an icon, families who buy fever tickets. Was the exact same demographic already obsessed with the Stanley brand. It wasn't a random partnership. It was the perfect fusion of two cultural juggernauts, designed for maximum financial impact. And here's the detail that will change everything you think you know about this deal. She did all of this while injured. Think about the sheer power of that. Most athletes need to be on the court, dropping 40 points and creating highlight reels to stay relevant and move product. Clark just needed a press release and a single photo. Her brand has become so powerful that it's completely detached from her on-court performance. That's the ultimate sign of a cultural icon. She has transcended the box score, and that fact is what drives her critics absolutely insane. Remember what I told you about the sneaker industry? This is where it connects. Other WNBA stars have incredible endorsements. Asha Wilson has her Nike shoe, a monumental achievement. Sabrina Ionescu has her own line. Angel Reese has a Reebok deal. But none of them are moving lifestyle products at this impossible scale. Are they selling out $50 water bottles to accountants in Boston and soccer moms in Ohio who have never watched a single WNBA game? That territory belongs exclusively to Caitlin Clark, and she just put up a fortress around it. What they found in the documents from market analysts changed the entire investigation into her brand's power. She isn't just an athlete anymore. She's an all-category influencer. This Stanley deal serves as a terrifying proof of concept for other industries. If she can make water cups the trendiest accessory of the year, what do you think Target is thinking about a potential Caitlin Clark home decor line? You think Apple isn't watching this, imagining her selling iPads to millions of Gen Z and millennial fans? This deal didn't just sell cups, it opened the floodgates to a potential billion-dollar empire. The phone call that happened next in boardrooms across the country would destroy everything we thought we knew about athlete endorsements. Let's look at the portfolio. Nike for footwear, Wilson for sports equipment, Gatorade for beverages, Panini for collectibles, and now Stanley for lifestyle goods. That's 5 completely different major industries where she has a dominant presence. Most legendary athletes are lucky to conquer 2. In her rookie season, she has already conquered 5. We are witnessing the construction of a commercial empire on a scale we haven't seen in a generation. We've uncovered the sales data and the marketing genius, but the real bombshell is coming. The WNBA itself benefits enormously from this, whether some players want to admit it or not. Every time Caitlin Clark Stanley Cup trends on social media, the words Indiana Fever and WNBA trend right alongside it. Her personal brand is so massive that it elevates the entire league, driving up TV ratings, ticket sales, and sponsorship deals. It's not favoritism, as some critics claim. It's simple economics. Brands invest where they get a return, and right now, Caitlin Clark is the safest and most profitable bet in all of sports. But to understand why this is a billion-dollar move, you have to look past the sales numbers and into the psychology of what people were actually buying. They weren't just purchasing a piece of insulated steel. They were buying a tangible connection to a cultural moment. In a world of digital highlights and fleeting social media trends, this cup became a physical totem of their support for the Clark effect. It's a membership card. Owning her Stanley Cup is a daily visible declaration that you are part of this movement. Unlike a jersey you only wear on game days, this is something you carry into the office, the gym, and the classroom. It integrates her brand into the very fabric of your daily life, which is a level of consumer loyalty that marketing executives would kill for. This psychological shift in consumer behavior didn't just make Stanley a fortune, it sent a shockwave through the entire sports endorsement industry, affecting athletes you would never expect. That shockwave is now forcing agents and brands for male athletes in the NBA, NFL, and even European soccer to completely rethink their strategies. For years, the pinnacle of endorsements was tied to traditionally masculine status symbols: luxury watches, high-performance cars, and of course, sneakers. What Caitlin Clark just proved is that an athlete can generate just as much, if not more, commercial power by dominating everyday domestic and lifestyle categories. A male superstar might now see a deal with a high-end coffee brand or a premium cookware company not as a secondary B-list endorsement, but as an untapped goldmine. She single-handedly redrew the map of what a power endorsement can be, and everyone is scrambling to follow her lead. This is where the story pivots to the future, and it's bigger than you can imagine. By legitimizing these new markets, Clark didn't just change the game for other athletes. She unlocked a new set of revenue streams for herself that puts her on a direct path to unprecedented wealth. With her signature Nike shoe expected to drop in 2026, combined with her proven ability to dominate lifestyle markets, we are realistically looking at an athlete who could become a billionaire by the end of her career. That might sound outrageous, but the trajectory is undeniable. Deals like this, which break records outside of traditional sports categories, are the building blocks of that kind of wealth. She's following the blueprint of icons like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods, but she's doing it faster and in more diverse markets. The truth is, the Stanley deal was never just about selling cups. It was a declaration of dominance. It proved that Caitlin Clark's influence is a force of nature that extends far beyond the hardwood. It proved she can move markets, create trends, and generate frenzies on command. It silenced the critics with a mountain of sales receipts, and it laid the foundation for an endorsement empire that is just getting started. This wasn't just another brand deal. It was the moment Caitlin Clark went from being a basketball star to a global cultural phenomenon.